Hey, Stony here with another game of Mechabellum. This is game number 6 and also the final game from the weekend tournament that just happened yesterday. So far, my scores is 4 wins and 1 losses. Right now, I am not going to be number 1, but I am fighting to be either number 2 or number 3. Depends on the minor points. So in this game, I'll be playing Giant Specialist, and my opponent here is a Marksman Specialist. I started with Steel Balls and Arc Lights, and he had Steel Balls and Fangs with, of course, the Marksman right there in the middle. In this game, I decided to go aggro on one side because I didn't want to get into a fight where I have to engage with his Steel Balls, where the Marksmen are picking off my units. So I decided to put all my chips in one corner and push really hard on that side before he's able to react. I added the crawlers. The crawlers are excellent. So the way that these ones work is for these two crawlers, crawler and balls, the crawlers are going to come in, take the damage. I was expecting the marksman to be somewhere closer to the tower, so I was hoping the crawlers will absorb a few of these marksman shots. And once that's over, these balls will be able to engage with whatever units that's after. These ones that are further away, they are in the opposite setup, so we have the crawlers behind the balls, so that way when the balls engage, the crawlers will run through them and do damage. And because the balls are up front, so the first arc light shot is going to land on the balls, giving the crawlers the necessary support to actually get in there and get stuff done. Alright, let's watch the first round. The arc light is dead, which means there's no chaff clear on this side. The marksman is shooting at crawlers, which is exactly what I want him to do. The tower is going down. Even with debuff, the steel balls are going to make short work of the towers. That's okay. What's important is that I got the marksman, because that is the single scariest unit in his army right now. I think I'm going to be a little bit late with the tower, which means he is going to get one of my arc lights in this fight, maybe. And he has 4 balls, I got 3 balls, but I did have 4 crawlers. And in a ball versus ball battle, the crawlers makes all the difference. And there it is, the crawlers drawing fire, allowing me to advance. Alright, so that's round 1. Round 2. Wasp is a good idea. Sure, he has fans at the front and also at the side or closer to the tower, but the Wasp is a good unit. I saw the Wasp and I knew I had to defend as well, so the simplest way is just to put 2 sets of fans behind the tower, so no matter if he goes to the middle or the sides, the fans will engage unless he has like a very aggressive position near the midline. For me, I put it on this side here because I knew that I had my units at the front. If he decided to put fans, he will most likely be drawn towards my units at the front. And this seems is going to be the case with these fans. These fans are not going to turn around and engage with the wasps. The marksman is, which is excellent because I very much would love the marksman to shoot at my wasps. Once we get through the marksman, I'm just going to come here, take the tower, and of course I'm going to get the rest of the units here. Alright, so let's mop up here. Alright, he is going to get my tower just a little later than I got his. But he does not have the firepower to deal with the rest of my army. So that's round 2 for me. Round 3, fire badgers and extra sets of wasps. He went fire badgers, probably concerned about my crawlers, but I didn't think it was the right choice. He was handling my crawlers just fine with these arc lights. What he really needed to do was to handle some of my steel balls. For me, I got the wasp because I saw weakness in his composition. I knew he wanted to. He doesn't really have any anti-air that can deal with wasp. Yes, you got the marksman, which can shoot wasp one at a time, but they're not ideal. He has no mustangs, so I put my wasp here and I'm going to push the tower really hard at the front. I did put shield on it because in case I got into a fight with his fans, these wasp with shield would actually win in a pretty big way. Fortunately for me, at this point, he put out a missile, which is going to hit this wasp. And because I have shields, they do not die. So they instead would just get their shields removed. I put in another set of crawlers on the side. The goal here is, of course, to draw his units away from this line here. So that allows me to move in a little quicker and get the tower a little bit sooner. The fire badgers are doing decently against my crawlers because once the crawlers are gone, the only units that's really left is the steel balls. Alright, so now my wasp is at the tower. However, they're taking so much damage and I just don't have enough army left. And yes, these are level 3 wasps. They do quite a lot of damage, but I don't think they'll do enough damage in such short amount of time. And especially with this level 3, even with the debuff, they're still dealing enough damage to 2-shot my level 3 wasp. So this is not a good round for me. Sometimes when you play aggro, right, you want that initial surprise attack to actually do damage. Right. Okay, let's see what we got. Tech specialist was good for me because I am ready to purchase a few more techs on the rest of my units. For my opponent, he also took tech specialist, so we both took tech specialist. For me, I think what I really wanted to do is I want to continue to flank him. So in this case, I have wasp here on this flank. I'm trying to go after this tower. This one here, I knew that it didn't work too well last time, so I need a way to make it better. My answer to that was to bring in a fortress. He has very little strong firepower. These balls are being drawn all the way to the side from my crawlers, so it's going to take them a bit to get here. The fortress is going to take care of some of the fire badger problems, and most importantly, offer a lot of hit points for him to hit. He added a wraith to deal with my wasp, especially in this direction here. But we're not going wasp in this direction. Instead, we'll have wasp on the side, and we're going to take this tower instead. And level 3 wasp with shield is nothing to scoff at. I mean, even with shield, it's taking down the wraith and some other units pretty convincingly. Alright, so the tower is gone, and now it's just a matter of can my units or the rest of my units kill his units before they all die. I think so. I think the fortress is really doing work here, right? A single fortress is just standing here, picking off fire badgers left and right. These wasps even get a chance to come here and take out another tower. So not the greatest victory, but it is a decent victory because with the fortress surviving, that is 400 hit point. So here I have a decision to make. Laser sight is always an excellent decision. Mass-produced wraith, I'm not sure if that was a correct decision. I think he just wanted to get some money by selling one and use that to deal with the wasp on the side. He picked up Degen Beam. which I think was a decent choice. He really didn't want to deal with anything here. I saw my wasp knowing that he's going to respond. I added a fortress here, knowing that he has fire badgers gunning for my crawlers, and I wanted to do some damage. With the fortress appearing, even more units are being drawn to that direction. So that's good for me because right now this path here is completely empty, which means my units are going to be able to swoop in and take the tower. He did get charge shot for the arc lights, and that means he is now much better equipped in dealing with my balls. But unfortunately, didn't protect his tower, and I did almost have a full squad of wasps left over, and these are level 3 wasps, so they're going to kill everything here as well as the marksman over there. Alright, excellent. So I'm slowly chipping away at my opponent's health, but at the same time I'm also building my board. Typhoon showed up. I think Typhoon was an excellent answer. Right, he is going to protect a lot of chaff, and also most importantly he's going to protect himself from my wasps. I picked the Rhino knowing that he has this wide open spot that he's probably not defending, so I want to try my luck here and push this way. I know he'll probably put a Typhoon somewhere here, but I wanted to try this regardless. I put my Wasp Swarm further in the back. I wanted to draw some attention away from the marksman. And then I added additional fans with shield so that my primary units would survive a little longer. Alright. So it looks like he is also looking to get me on the side. I bought an Overlord because I saw the Wraith and I needed an answer against the Typhoons. So I had an Overlord and a level 5 Rhino hit squad going to his tower, and he's defending it with a level 1 Wraith and a level 1 Steel Balls. I think I should be able to push through this one. But what I couldn't push through is these guys down here, but I think my fans, which are positioned behind the tower, should be able to do that just fine. Alright, so here are the balls. Get rid of the balls. Here are the level 2 balls. Now these ones I'm not too sure. Yep, once they charged up, there's nothing you can do. Fortunately for me, I do have the Overlord. And on the right hand side, the battle isn't going too bad either. I bought the anti-ground specialization for my wasps, which means they're now dealing a lot better against the Typhoons and also against towers. As you can see, just a few shots from the wasp did destroy that tower. Okay, so that's round 6. And the damage are adding up. So he has a few problems. At first, he's going to need to deal with both of these flanks that are coming in. And right now, he's unable to stop either of them. Right? Even with this one, with the laser sight, these wasps are actually quite deadly. And now they're hitting level 5. They might get into level 6. He is putting anti-air, which I think it might be an overreaction because I only have one squad of wasp, and that's what really these are good for. The anti-air for the arc lights, I guess they're pretty good for overlords now that they have charge shot. But really, they're just doing this for one wasp. Double tech, single wasp, level 5 with a laser sight. For me, I wanted to just give them pressure across the board. I know this one fortress is here tanking. Yes, he has the steel ball up front, but once he starts throwing the actual rocket punch, he's going to kill both of these sets of units. I added 2 more fortresses. I'm going to put them at the front, and I'm going to push really hard on all sides. He added additional arc lights here, of course wanting to catch my overlord. So more fortresses on all sides. Added shield, simply because he does not have enough damage. He even bought anti-air spec on the Typhoon, so he's really afraid of a full-on air transition into Overlord and Wasps. Unlucky for him, that is not at all what I was hoping for. What I really wanted was a full-on Fortress transition. Okay, let's see how we do. I suspect my air units will drop like flies, and then my ground units will mop up the rest of the game. Pay attention to this fortress. I want to see how many units it actually kills. There we go. Here is the punch. There's the second punch. Right? 2 squads dead. Fortress still alive, still doing some damage. And that's good enough for me, because it just cleaned this entire area on its own with some set of crawlers. The Wasp level 6 now goes in. Of course, they don't stand a chance. But what does stand a chance are those fortresses. This one is taking care of the marksman. This one is taking care of this tower. This one is taking care of everything on the ground here. And because I have an overlord left over, my overlord is going to come over here and take care of that wraith. I have 4 units plus some chaff. Nope, 3 units plus some chaff. So I think there should be 1 more round. So final round. I chose the nuke because I really want to close the deal. And my opponent went with senior manufacturing. I'm not entirely sure about senior manufacturing. I mean, I get it. You know, you don't really pay that off until usually your 3rd unit. And I don't think we're having another turn. So I guess it makes sense. He did get 2 melting points with Electromag. And I think he's going to get a 3rd one. So the idea is he wants to completely stop the units on this side. And my idea is that I am drawing so much attention with this fortress here. And most of the units are going to be gathered here. So I want to just throw a nuke on it, kill this side, get the tower, and then clean up the other side. I'm not too worried about my Wasp running into the nuke because these guys are shielded. So even if the nuke does drop, it's only going to take away their shield. On this side, I upgraded my overlords with artillery because it doesn't have a lot of chaff. So the artillery are actually going to work really well. With the way that they set up here, this overlord is going to get shot down right away by this melting point. But the rest of them may have a chance of getting to the tower. So we'll have to see. And because this is maybe the final round, I got temporal range, I got speed. Make sure I got my upgrades here. And he putting a wasp swarm right there by my overlord to serve as chaff, which is fine. I got some fans here. They're doing work. The melting points are working. But I got the nuke. Got the tower. And with all the fans that's coming here, this melting point is just stuck on shooting fans, which means I finished the game, and that is GG. And this concludes the tourney games. So I played a total of 6 games. I won 5 and I lost 1. my final ranking. So this is the North American Advanced Group. I was number 3, tied for points with number 2, but I think my minor point is just 1 too low. So I got number 3 instead of number 2. So it was a very good tournament. It was a very close one. I think even the game was still saying, if you watch one of my earlier videos, you'll notice that this is it was definitely winnable if I were to position my War Factory correctly. So it was very exciting. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any comments and suggestions, whether on my video or on my playstyle, just let me know. Drop a comment below, and we'll see you next time.